Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on a lovely little island on Fawnhollow today? And if you're wondering why my voice sounds a bit weird, it's because one, it's kind of early in the morning, and two, it's because I feel like I'm starting to feel some of the effects of maybe having the COVID vaccine. It's reasonably common to have perhaps a little bit of illness one day afterwards or something. But has happened to some of the other people who have gotten vaccine before. So and I can't tell if it's just because I didn't sleep all that well last night, or maybe I am starting to feel the effects, but I don't know. So that's why I'm recording rather early today, because I might go just crash for the rest of the day, and I don't want to have the unintended pressure of recording an Animal Crossing video. So here we go. Good morning, everyone. Right now at Fawnhallow, it's 11:42 on Sunday, May 23rd, 2021. Nothing to really speak of. So you had to deal with my sort of weirdly raspy voice. But yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. Like, I woke up and immediately I was like, oh yeah, I feel fine. But my arm just aches, to be honest. And then, after being awake for a little bit, I was like, my voice still sounds like this. I forgot Daisy May. We can buy turnips on Sunday. So I'm just sort of like, I want to record this now in case I want to go to sleep later. Anyway, apologies in advance. I had a weird dream about you last night and I wanted to give you this. But now I'm writing this letter, I realise it doesn't make sense. Well, here's an umbrella. It made sense of a dream. Stay dry, Raymond. Because what do I want to talk about today? Well, only the greatest thing which happened last night, which if you're not in Europe, perhaps you don't know about. Eurovision Song Contest 2021 happened last night. Spoilers. Congratulations to Italy for taking home the trophy. Do we get a trophy? I think you'll get a participation trophy or something, but I don't really recall. Italy's song was pretty cool. And right now I'm just gonna. I brought up like a list of all the performances in the grand final, so I can go through them tonight. I want to go listen to them again because we went to Ali's house because we actually can meet up now under lockdown rules in small groups to have a little bit of a Eurovision Song Contest party, and it was a good fun. We saw the contestants, but listening to them by yourself and judging them much more fairly and practically, not being influenced by others' opinions necessarily, or necessarily not focusing because you're trying to like crack a joke or something like that, or get some snacks or a drink. It's a different experience to actually listening to songs and looking at a performance by yourself. So after this I'll probably have a little gander at them, maybe, and then come up with my own judgments of which one I think is best. But this is what I remember from the shows, basically. So we're starting off with El Diablo by Cyprus, by Elena Sagrinou. I don't know if that's how you say it. And I'll be honest, this is like... Eurovision is rapid fire. If you don't know what Eurovision is, it's a song contest held by Europe, kind of. Asterisk. Where a load of different countries in Europe come together. They send a performer who sings a song and does some sort of performance on stage in some form or other in a big contest. And then there's a load of voting between like a judge panel, a critics panel from each country, and the general public can telephone in and vote, and then someone's crowned the Eurovision Song Contest winner after all the votes have been tallied up. I don't know if I did a good job explaining. You can look it up on Wikipedia. It probably does a better job than I did. What the heck? There's two fossils right here. That's unbelievable. In a graveyard, no less. Oh, excuse me, my throat is like ugh. Anyway, yeah, Eurovision Song Contest is like rapid fire songs for like an entire like hour or two. There's like how many participants? 27 or so. So it's kind of hard to remember all the different songs. Some aren't even in your language, of course, unless you speak all the languages in Europe, which is honestly miraculous. So it's a miracle if there's any song which stays in your mind, I suppose. And I'll be honest, Cyprus, you did a good job, because it's probably one of the only songs I can remember how it goes. Because, I mean, part of the reason is because it sounds so much like Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. Because it goes da 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 El Diablo, El Diablo. To be fair, it's the only part I remember. I thought it was an okay song, as I usually do in my Eurovision. What I normally do is I set whatever the first song comes on, I set that as my baseline for a 5 out of 10, and I judge all the other songs in relation to that, and then at the end I'll do any adjustments if my scoring system is a bit skewed. And I should ask Bandit, because he wrote down all the scores we gave him, but I do think my scoring system was a bit skewed because I didn't give out any 9s or 10s to any of the songs. One of them was really close, and we'll get onto it, but no, two of them were pretty close, to be honest, to be giving 9s or 10s, but if I was to adjust it, but you know, that scoring system doesn't matter. This one I gave a 5, and I think it should be high. I think I gave it 6 in the end, actually. I think I adjusted it because it's catchy. It's generic, I'll be honest, but the performer, she has a lot of stage presence, she's got a lot of energy. The dancing was actually quite fun. Because, I mean, there was actually dancing, full stop, for one, and the backup dancers, you know. It added to the performance rather than detracting it from it, which is always a good thing. IMO, a bamboo floor lamp. We got one of those. Toad parasol? What on earth? I've got to see what this looks like. Oh, that toad. I thought it was going to be like a frog toad. So yeah, catchy song. Very, very reminiscent of Lady Gaga. Like a mix between Bad Romance and Alejandro. And she's a starting performance, because if you don't know, there hasn't been a winner in Eurovision Song Contest in the first half who performed in the first half of a contest for like whatever many years. Something about it is just, you know, people don't care for first half songs. You know, starting out in the first spot you think would be an advantage is actually quite bad for some reason. But she set the stage, and you know, it was pretty alright. It was pretty, you know, I'd say it's good. I'd say it's pretty good. I need to go listen to it again, but it's catchy, I suppose, which is kind of what Eurovision goes for. It's very over the top theatrical rather than necessarily the most poignant of song contests. Although your mileage may vary, of course. The critics certainly like their poignant ballads and that sort of thing, but I think Eurovision Song Contest is much more of a spectacle rather than anything in particular without deeper meaning. You know, theoretically apolitical, but we know how that goes. Music is a thing that's meant to bring us all together, but how often that remains true is yet to see. But of course, I'm going to look at things from an apolitical sort of view, where the countries are just their representatives. Anyway, after that we have Albania. I'll be honest, I remember like very little about the song. And it was, I would say, a little on the boring side for me is what I remember. Oh, I'm not saying maybe not boring, but more like unmemorable. There was nothing particularly special about it. The only thing I remember about it, I remember there was red smoke. Because we tried to give a single defining thing from each song to help us remember them. So yeah, there was red smoke. I do not recall at all how the song goes. But I'm sure the singer was pretty good. Probably. The next one's Israel. This was actually one of my favourite songs. It's called Set Me Free. Oh, sorry. The Albanian one was called Karma by, I don't even know how to say this, Angselha Persteri. I don't need to say out these name titles. You can look them up. Go to Eurovision YouTube channel. There's a playlist of all the songs in performance order. We need to find another fossil. Yeah, this is one of my favourite ones. This is basically the first performance by Ariana Grande tonight, and that's by the way, being facetious. Of course, it wasn't actually Ariana Grande, because she's not European, I think. Actually, I don't know that, to be fair. I've always assumed she was just American, but that's fact check, you know. Let's see where she's from. Early life in Florida. There we go. See, she's Floridian. Oh, there's a fossil. Basically, the girl kind of looked like Ariana Grande. She had a high ponytail. She had a similar sort of voice, I suppose. It was one of my favourites because, you know, it was catchy, it was nice. Do I remember how it goes? Not particularly very well. I know it goes Set Me Free, but there's one part where it repeats a lyric, but I can't really remember how that goes either. So you might argue that I didn't actually like it that much if I can't remember, but to be honest, I don't. I think that's a false dichotomy. I don't know. Is that even the right word? Hold on. Define dichotomy. A division or contrast, a separation. Okay, that's not the right word. A false argument in a certain aspect. I can still enjoy it, just even if I don't remember it necessarily as well. I suppose it's more to do with how infectiously catchy it is. And earworms are earworms. They're replaceable in the sense that if you hear one earworm and you hear another one, it pushes out the other earworm. So, you know, it just, apparently El Diablo was the most catchy of all the songs. Yeah, she was a good singer. She hit some crazy high whistle notes at the end. It was insanity. I was like, whoa. She was probably one of the best performers as well. A lot of stage presence, a lot of stage charisma and that sort of thing. So that was good fun. And we've got Belgium, The Wrong Place. I remember how this one goes. You're in the wrong place. It's very sort of like a dark, moody. atmospheric sort of thing. It was okay. It was not bad. I felt like it wasn't very Eurovision-y, but you know, I suppose that's again your mileage may vary. I only say it's not Eurovision-y because it didn't feel like a huge spectacle or anything. It just felt like a sort of like a not grungy, but I don't know how to describe it. Dingy. Now it sounds a bit demeaning. Grungy sort of song, I guess. Which it was actually kind of catchy, to be honest. You're in the wrong place. It also sounds so similar to another song, but I couldn't place it when I was watching it, so I don't really know. But yeah, it was not bad. It was okay. It's hard to say. Just a little bit yeah, because I mean, yeah, as I say, your mileage may vary quite a lot, but to me, Eurovision is big spectacles and all that sort of thing. You need flashy. You need to capture the audience like immediately from first note, basically. So that's why there's a lot of over the top theatrics. But you know, you got to respect them for doing something different from the generic pop sort of genre in Eurovision. I don't know if it scored particularly well, unfortunately, because I guess that's a sort of reflection of, you know, pop tends to do well because it appeals to many people. That's kind of what you want in Eurovision. You're appealing to the masses rather than necessarily the few. But yeah, it was not bad. I have nothing bad to say for it apart from it was just unfortunately not a very Eurovision-y song, I think. I don't know why I chopped down this tree. Oh, because I was planting a fruit tree, that's why. The one after that is Russian Woman by Russia. I remember this one. This one had a very strong messaging behind it about female empowerment and that sort of thing. I don't mean to say that so blasé, like oh that sort of thing. Like I just can't remember the lyrics to it. So it had a lot of like words, like motivational things in the background. I thought it was pretty cool, and it was again she was another very good performer. She had a lot of stage presence. She was loving it. The backup dancers, they were also loving it. She had an interesting sort of stage performance where she started out in a massive dress and she walked out of it. That was good fun. I quite liked her. I don't remember how well she did, but you know, it was all about liberty, freedom, and that sort of thing. And I was like, you know, I can respect those messages and meanings. Eurovision songs. Well, I mean, any songs I feel like should have some sort of meaning behind them. If you don't have any sort of meaning, it's a bit of I guess it feels like a filler song. It's like, why would you not put meaning behind it if you could put meaning behind it? So I give a respect to that. The song itself, I feel like I remember it being not my sort of thing. It's like not the thing I would jam out to be honest. But I was like, I respect it. You know, it's you might find a lot of my opinions on the songs are like, yeah, it's fine to be honest, because that's kind of my opinions. A lot of things I can see why it'd be good. But there's not many. A song would have to be truly bad for me to be like, okay, I actually don't like this song. Most of them be like, I can see if you're appealing it, I can see where they're coming from, that sort of thing, so it's fine. Maybe my scores I gave some songs don't necessarily reflect that, but you know, that's because I'm pushing my opinions more to the extreme when surrounded by a group of friends who I'm considered, as opposed to by myself, where I'm just sort of like, yeah, closer to my actual feelings rather than comedic values and trying to get a range of that sort of thing. Anyway, so yeah, Russian Woman's fine. Good song, good message behind it, and that sort of thing. I just don't really remember the song, to be honest. Oh, the next one was Je me casse by Malta, which, if you've seen previous Eurovisions, might feel a little reminiscent of Toy from 3 years ago, by, I can't remember her name, Nettie or something like that. I don't remember what country she's from, Israel maybe? From one of them goes, I'm not your toy. Sorry, my throat is just... It goes, Je me casse. It has like a build up and then it goes into the drop and it goes little like trumpets going like, and she goes like, Je me casse. And it's got like this weird flappy hand dancing movement. It's kind of a meme song, to be honest, and I feel like it's trying to be a meme, that sort of catchy, infectious pop song, that sort of thing. And if I remember, Je me casse means like I'm out of here, basically. It's a song about a woman like leaving her now ex-boyfriend or something. I can't really remember. It falls into a generic sort of breakup song with a meaning behind it. Was it catchy? Yeah, and honestly, it felt very Eurovision-y. And for a moment during the finals, during the voting tallying, I was like, I feel like it's gonna win. It didn't, mind you. It came like 5th or 4th. I can't remember. It did decently. Not bad at all. So and honestly, if it did win, I wouldn't be all that mad. I was like, it fits a Eurovision theme. Why shouldn't it? What? After all, why shouldn't I win? For being a catchy, infectious spectacle of a song. Probably, I'd imagine not many people liked it. But for some reason, you know, people love Toy. They didn't like that. I guess, you know, the first time they did it, it was like, oh, it's unique, it's interesting, it's fun. And then this time they did it, it was just like, oh, you're doing it again, you know? We had enough. So anyway. The next one's Black Mamba. Was it? Oh, Love Is On My Side is Portugal. This is one he started in black and white. And he started in a 4-3 resolution and then it expanded to 16:9 or whatever. Not a few minutes after, but a little bit later. Which is again an okay song. It falls into a ballads. And I do like my ballads usually, but for Eurovision I feel like I want more of a spectacle going on. So I'm just like, yeah. I don't remember much about how it goes, to be honest. It was just fine, I suppose. Is all I can really say about it. Oh, the next one's Hurricane. Next one's Hurricane performing Loco Loco from Serbia. There's some girl group or whatever. I'll actually say that the song itself I was like a bit meh about. It just seemed like a generic pop song. But apparently the girls were actually quite fun to watch for the rest of the night. They were loving it. They were like partying hard. Like I saw a clip on Reddit afterwards of them like partying to like every single song. We're just absolutely losing it. They look like they're having a grand old time. So, you know, while their song was just like, okay. In fact, I remember the song. I remember the song because I was just like, this song sounds the same the entire way through. There's just like 2 bars or something where it sounds a little bit different. But the rest of it feels very like samey, like it's hard to distinguish verses and choruses, that sort of thing, which is not particularly what you necessarily want in a song, depending on what it is, but it made it feel a bit samey all the way through, which is fine in some aspects, but I feel like it didn't work with a sort of high energy song where I feel like it, yeah, but I don't know, the performance was fun, they had good dance, good synergy, they look like they're having a good time, and that's important, you know, in stage presence wise, in my opinion. You gotta look like you're having a good time. If you're not having a good time, then are the others gonna have a good time? And I guess it kind of depends on, you know, the sort of genre you're doing. Like if you're performing a grunge song, you don't really need to be like all infectiously smiley all the time. But especially if you're performing like a poppy song or something like that, you gotta live up, you gotta hype up a crowd with you, you know, that sort of thing. Share your infectious energy. Ain't that what being a performer is about? To a certain degree, I suppose. Your mileage may vary, as always. So yeah, but apparently they look like they're having grand old time. So, you know, points to them, the song. It's okay. Craft things, chop wood, catch fish, shoot. Sure, okay. The next one, UK. Shout out to UK for being the first country to get 0 points under the new voting system. Do I think we deserved 0 points? Oh, do I think our song was great? No, and I'll be honest. I'm not gonna pull punches. I thought it was mediocre. It was it's forgettable. Is what I'd say for a lot of these things. Mainly because I can't remember how it goes. I remember there's trumpets and trombones in it. I do not remember how the song goes. The performer, he was right. Again, he was good. He's certainly better than me, and I'm not going to stand him and be like, oh yeah, I could do a much better job on it. Absolutely not. He's probably about like 100 times better at performing than I am. But you know, did it fit Eurovision? It didn't have a high infectious energy that I so desire, I suppose, in my Eurovision songs. Do I think it deserved to get 0 points? No, I think it deserved to get a few points, not many necessarily, because I think it would be a song that would get lost in the crowd. And it was a real shame, actually. It felt kind of sad to see it get 0 points. Like, because, you know, obviously the artist himself, James Newman, worked hard to perform it and that sort of thing. To get 0 points is a bit of like a kick in the teeth, which just feels bad, doesn't it? But he seemed like a good sport about it, you know. As soon as the UK got 0 points, everyone was just like, what? Boo, boo, and you know, they put him on screen. He was like, yeah, and everyone started, you know, he started celebrating anyway, you know, like spraying beer everywhere or champagne or something, and the crowd just went woo. Gave him their support, you know, and that's what it's all about. Oh my god, we've got 10 minutes left. I need to be a lot faster through the rest of these. So yeah, good on him for being a good sport about it. But yeah, okay, Greece. Last Dance. I don't remember how the song goes. All I remember about it. What am I even selling? I don't remember. I know, look. What? I didn't mean to do that, but I must have hit the wrong button. I remember this had really cool stage effects. It had like a green screen. It was like illusion based or something. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell it to me instead. Don't remember the song. Okay, next one. Gion's Tears to the Universe. Don't listen to this. Oh, this is Switzerland. This was like the critics' favourite, but then did not very well, or I shouldn't say not very well. Did okayly, or decently in the public vote. I thought he had a really nice voice. I just didn't care for the song all that much. It was like a ballad, that sort of thing. It was an okay ballad. I do like my ballads, but you know, the thing about ballads is though, we don't have something distinctly unique about them. It's kind of, they kind of get lost if everyone else does a ballad as well in Eurovision. So in rare situations where like only a few ballads are done in a song contest, like that one Italian winner from a few years back or something, it does pretty well. But otherwise, I kind of forget about it. So yeah, I don't remember how his song goes. Iceland, just wacky, to be honest. A good old favourite from Halle, Benny and William, who knew the artists or was seen it before. I can't remember exactly what they knew about it. It was amusing. Felt very Eurovision-y, to be honest. But it was I also cannot remember how the song goes at all. So there's a bit of a recurring theme for all of these. Oh, Moldova with Sugar. This one I vaguely remember how it goes. Is like she sings something like "Come on, lover, give me some sugar," and she also keeps going like throughout the entire song, because if you couldn't guess by now, it's a rather innuendo-y song, shall we say. It's actually very poppy, and actually I remember singing this one. I actually really like the instrumental in this one. It had like some funky synths or whatever in the background. I was like, it's catchy. If it won, I wouldn't have been mad, to be honest. But it came like middle of a pack, so not Germany. I don't feel hate. This is probably okay. I think this might have been the worst song for me. So someone has to be last if it's a ranked order. It's a song where it's like, okay, I understand the premise. I don't feel hate, that sort of thing. It's sort of a thing where it's like, oh, okay, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, which doesn't always work out in practice though, because words do hurt. That's the thing. But I understand the premise it's going for. It kind of felt like it was a kid's song though, like it should be on a kids' TV show. And he kind of looked like he was performing like a kid's actor. And to be fair, he looked like he was having an absolutely ball of a time, because spoilers. About 4 songs got 0 votes from the public, and he got like 3 votes or something from the critics, I think. So he was like, he looked like he was having a good old time. Like when he found out he got 0 points, he was like, "What?" And he started laughing and he was celebrating. And I was like, I respect that. I respect that. Didn't like the song all that much, but I respect it. I respect the tenacity of it. I'm not sure many people could do that so easily. Finland's Dark Side. This was another one of my favourite ones. It was a metal song, if I recall. We've got to sell things for money. We're not going to catch a birdwing. We can catch fish though. And it was cool. It was a nice rock song. It was a nice juxtaposition of Germany being like, "I don't feel hate," and then Finland being like, "F you, put your fingers in the air," or something like that. I can't remember. I don't know if those are the actual lyrics, but it's that sort of vibe. as metal and rock often do. Oh, Bulgaria. This is the one it looked like it was something I was going to like, because I love ballads, and it looked like it was going to build up to some really emotional hype song, like, I don't know, like Memory, some cats. Some huge notes about something, but it just, unfortunately, it didn't quite reach the highs I was expecting of a song. It just sort of stayed very mellow throughout the entire thing. Calling me non? A saying more? You want a saying? What about ooh-ee? How about dairy? I don't know. I think I made you say this before. Who knows? I'm running out of ideas, to be honest. Oh my god, we've got 5 minutes. Okay, so that was okay. Discotheque by Lithuania, catchy, very Eurovision-y, not my sort of song, so, but did well public vote, so good on it. Shum, again, not my sort of song, very Eurovision-y. I actually liked it a bit more than Discotheque. Well, okay. I liked the performance more than Discotheque, because it felt like it's like the definition of a spectacle. This song, not really my sort of thing, but apparently... But, if I hear it in a club, and that bass is booming or something, maybe I'll change my mind, that sort of thing. The context of sitting in a living room and listening to it is very different from, the environment. So, I think it would be a good dance or club song. Voila. Oh, this is like another one of the critics' favourite, which is actually, in retrospect, I think it's my favourite ballad from Eurovision this year, though. Your mileage may vary. Well, my mileage may vary because I haven't listened to them. Mainly because it's the one ballad I can remember where she just goes, "Et voila, voila." And also, there's a fantastic comment where someone was like, she's like the most French person I've ever seen. And they're not wrong. She is perhaps one of the most French people I've ever seen. But yeah, she seemed like a sweet girl, to be honest. A pretty reasonable song. Azerbaijan, Matahari. This is the second performance by Ariana Grande tonight. I say that because, again, she looked like Ariana Grande. Basically, anyone who has like a high ponytail looks like Ariana Grande. Has a high ponytail, has a good voice, equals Ariana Grande. I think the song was okay. It was a generic pop song, if I recall. Do I remember how it goes? No. Not really. Fallen Angel by Norway. I actually kind of like this one, to be honest. I thought it would do better, but it actually did. I think it did well in the public vote, not the critic vote. I'm trying to remember how it goes. I think I sort of remember how it goes, but like not well enough to sing it, so maybe that's not very well. Had a cool stage performance. He was dressed as an angel. He was like surrounded by devils or whatever, and he was like chained up to them and had some dance with them. That's pretty cool. What country is this? Netherlands? This one had cool dancing, I remember. That's what I remember from it. I don't think it did all that well, unfortunately. There's some cool dancing. Is that it? Was that one on cool dancing? I think it was one with some cool dances. Anyway, Italy, of course, the winners. It was a rock song. It was pretty cool. Passionate performers is what I'll say. And like everyone was like shirtless. So I remember heavy makeup. It was a nice performance. But the performers looked cool and that sort of thing, and of course the reaction to winning was fantastic to watch as well. What they felt like they're very passionate about that sort of thing. And I'm not mad about one, to be honest. It's not like some of the previous years, the winners, I was like, oh, I didn't really like a song. This one, I did like a song, you know, and I think I gave them a 7 out of 10. I think a joint second with some other performers. They were very close to getting an 8. They were very close to getting an 8, but I can't remember why I gave them a 7. I think it was because I like Norway's one more. It's like I can't put it on the same tier as Norway if I like Norway's more. Doesn't make sense. But it's a little bit arbitrary anyway. Sweden. Oh, A Million Voices. That felt another like one of those very typical Eurovision songs where it's trying to be like super inspirational about something. I was like, it's right. I actually kind of like it. A Million Voices. Something like that. Can you hear A Million Voices? What do we need to customize? Slingshot? Maybe, I don't know. And we're rounding off with San Marino, by the way. Randomly brought in Flowrider for their song. And I was like, is Flowrider from San Marino? I thought he was, you know, from Florida, hence the name. Turns out he's very much not from San Marino. He's just randomly in the song. And, you know, you, me, and everyone else in Eurovision was sort of like, what? Well, at least everyone in our room was like, you can't just bring in Flowrider for your song. Kind of defeats the point of it being Eurovision. In the end, they didn't even do that well, so, you know, I'm sort of just dunking on them while they're down for no apparent reason, but yeah, I don't remember how her song goes. But yeah, anyway, Italy won in the end. Who did I think was going to win? I think I predicted Norway was going to win. Not Norway. Well, Norway was my favourite, and I thought they might win, possibly, but they didn't. So I was just trying to figure out what to sell. Oh no, not Norway. Sorry, I meant Finland. Finland and Israel, I think, were my favourite performances. I thought Norway was going to win. Norway did not do that well. But the critics say, you know. Italy, no, Switzerland and France just absolutely destroying, doing extremely well. And then, you know, it came to the public vote. And it started out with 4 zeros in a row, which was just unnecessarily cruel, to be honest. And then suddenly it got to Italy, who was doing like mediocrely. Not mediocrely, but doing like okay. And the critics vote just got like an astonishing 300 points of a public vote, and then, you know, sailed to the top. Completely uncatchable by other countries. And, you know, they won. They did a sick encore. You could tell they were really passionate about it. And, you know, another Eurovision Song Contest over for this year. And yeah, I mean, it was a good watch. Always enjoy watching a bit of Eurovision Song Contest, you know. But for now, I think I'll round this episode up here, you know. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you don't want to watch it, fair enough. I would encourage it because it's a grand old spectacle to watch. Good old fun. But anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. I've spent Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, all greatly appreciated. Links down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, farewell, and hopefully tomorrow my voice will not be like this. Bye bye for now, though. Where's my mouse? Here it is.